Hello again. We are, I think, all of us aware of claims that the countryside is in some way racist and too white, a fact which apparently makes it unwelcoming for black people and members of other visible minorities. This situation supposedly exists in both Britain and the United States. It seems though that in this country, even the local suburban park is somehow unwelcoming to minorities. Something about the flower beds and grass is acting to discourage them from going to the park for a walk or taking their children to play on the swings there. In the description to this video, I give a news item from the BBC about a project which aims to uncover the facts behind this disturbing and wholly invisible and previously unsuspected racism. I shall quote a few passages to give a flavour of the thing. For many people, it is down to historical experiences of not feeling welcome in their park, that is. Then too, many parks are not set up to suit people from all backgrounds and cultures. There is a horrible temptation at this point, which I shall resist, to speculate upon the changes which would be necessary in order for parks to suit people from all backgrounds and cultures, concreting them over perhaps and providing a few shops selling fried chicken, removing the swings and replacing them with a dedicated space for prayer. I am literally unable to imagine what it is about the traditional park which means that it doesn't suit Chinese people, Caribbeans or Jews. We are told that black, Asian and minority ethnic groups visit a local park less than once a week. Without being given a corresponding figure for white British people though, one adjusted for age and income, this piece of data is utterly meaningless. Old people visit parks more often than those of working age, and since there are more old white people than there are old Chinese or Caribbean folk, then that alone would be enough to skew the data. People who are struggling to make ends meet and working at two jobs will of course have less leisure time to stroll around the park than those who are well-to-do. I'm guessing that this is more to do with income, social class and age than it is skin colour. I have some reason for saying this. A while ago I visited my brother who lives in Seven Kings, which is next to Ilford in East London. It was a Sunday and I cut through Seven Kings Park, which is just north of Meads Lane. I was interested to see that the place was full of very normal and respectable people. They were dressed smartly and they were promenading, just walking sedately up and down the paths. It reminded me of a scene from the 19th century of middle-class people relaxing by going to a park. It was a very old-fashioned kind of scene. Here is the interesting bit, though. All these people were of Indian ancestry. I took the chance to examine them in detail, because I'm very nosy, and it was in the main Sikhs with a few Hindus. Those communities tend to have a higher income than our other ethnicities in this country, including, by the way, white people. So this was a social class and income thing rather than anything to do with race. Pembroke Road, which runs from Meads Lane to Seven Kings High Road, was of course where the Sikh community in that district began. There's a beautiful Gurdwara in the High Road. I do not for a moment believe that racial prejudice, either modern or historic, prevents anybody of any ethnicity from going to their local park. As for the changes which could be made so that parks in the suburbs are more attractive to black people than those of South Asian heritage, I confess myself quite baffled. Perhaps viewers could suggest what we could put in the parks to make them draw in members of different ethnic groups. Obviously nothing silly like the provision of free zombie knives or anything of that kind.